we continue, I called it continue climbing, but you do a line trace for objects, you get the capsule component, its world location, plus the get up vector times -500, again, making sure that I have, enough space, it's not too small. These values are kind of arbitrary, choose the one that works for you. We are testing against object type climbable. Like I said, that's the one we set up in the custom collision channels earlier. We get the return value, check it against a branch. If it returns true, so it has hit a climbable object, we set the actor rotation on the ZX instead of ZY. Yes, Steamroller. The thing is, especially if you're talking about like the walking around planets and stuff like that, like a lot of people want to do, the problem people run into is gravity. I have not tested this in a situation where I am walking around a sphere, but theoretically the slope, like if you're just walking up a hill or something, this should work just fine. I don't know if you want to do specifically what I'm doing, but the same general concept should remain true. At least I would think. I literally have not tested this on a sloped platform. We can though, maybe. Okay, we get the forward vector, set that to the X. We get the impact normal, set that to the Z, and that's the rotation. If it is false, we set the actor rotation from that, which is what you should be as long as you are on the wall, to the original up value with an R-interp. And so that takes delta time, and you set how fast you want it to happen, and it goes from whatever this is to whatever this is within that time frame. So we set the actor new rotation, then we do another trace, and this one we were tracing. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, middle. Let's see, we were tracing, get the world location plus forward vector times. Oh, right, we were tracing to see if there was anything in front of us when we get up on the thing, so visibility works just fine. And then we rotate the vector here. So, yeah, okay, got it. So we get the world location, that's where we start. Then we get the forward vector times 500, end it. That way it shoots out in front of us. And we're checking for visibility, see if there's anything that that is in our way. If there is nothing in our way, we v-interp to the actor, location. Why? Actually, I'm not sure why I do this line trace. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not entirely certain that is necessary. Yeah. Anyways, so we set the actor relative location by v-interping between the original location and the next target location, which is the original up. And then we set is climbing to false. I'm going to test this real quick because I'm not sure that this line trace is actually necessary. It may just be a dead line trace. Finally, hit ground. Get the world location. We minus 75 from it, so it's shooting straight down. In the world location, we do not want relative here because that will just shoot at the wall, and that is not going to help us. No, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Because of the rotation, it would shoot at the floor or the wall. So we get the line trace by channel, and if it returns true, so we are next to the floor, and it's pretty close. Like we have to be within 75 units of the floor. We set the actor rotation to the original rotation, and then set is climbing to false. And this will actually set the movement mode over here to falling. Okay, let me test this real quick, because I'm not entirely certain that that check was necessary. So we run up the wall. Yay, we are wall running. Yeah, so yeah, that check, entirely unnecessary. This does the exact same thing. Bloop. And we can pop over here, and you did it! I don't know what we did, but we did it. Okay. So, slopes. going to test it. Theoretically, this should work just fine. Alright, let's do this. I hate that it does this backwards thing, but I don't know why it does it. Okay, so yeah, I'm pushing it up. Try to push it a little bit further. Ooh. Oh, you know what? I won't be able to test it like this. Okay. Um, because of the way we have this, well, actually, let me. So I can change this. I can mess with it a little bit. Okay. Instead of setting movement mode, we're gonna move the we're gonna kind of skip around a little bit here. We're gonna skip setting the movement mode. Which should allow me to walk like normal. I'm gonna take it down from up here and just move it down here. That way we can just test it, let it go right there. So the specific code that I have, kind of, kind of not really. You could work with something similar, but because of the specific parameters of what we were working with, I would have to refactor the entire set of code to be able to get this to probably work. However, you can obviously change the rotation of the player character based on the slope, like that. So, because all it's doing is getting the impact normal, and then and the impact normal is when you have a plane, it's the point that shoots back directly away from the middle point of the plane. So that's the impact. You get the normal of it. So it's almost like the inverse of where you hit, or something like that. Kind of. Not really. Not at all. But yeah. So you do that to rotate it, and then all you would have to do is find a way to keep the character from falling, really. Like, right here, the reason this is happening is because I'm setting him into falling mode specifically instead of flying mode. Well, he's being set into falling mode instead of flying mode because of the way my code is written. But if you were to set it, well, okay, we're gonna try a little bit of difference. Doop, and then come down here, reset to flying mode. So that should prevent the falling from occurring. I'm also going to move this actually into the ground so that I can just walk onto it. Let's try it now. So yeah, kind of. The problem here being that because I'm using flying mode, it is doing kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, so it does work. have to make sure you keep the player attached firmly to the point in space that you're looking for. If that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. Yeah, please let me know if that kind of answers your question. I'm hoping it does. Unfortunately, it's probably a bit more complicated than I'm making it out to be, especially when you're dealing with slopes, with gravity. Gravity is a nightmare in blueprints, and I have yet to figure out a good way to do it without just using the standard gravity. But like making faux gravity based on the inverse up vector of the character blueprint set to a power of like 740 in a float does not work, because for some reason it just does not accept the add force consistently like that. Though now I wonder, can I change how the okay gravity, set enable gravity, Oh, got you, LOL Steamer. Yeah, no, right now this is just set to straight up and down. However, I think with some modifications, it could definitely work for slopes and stuff like that. Sorry, my brain is fried. I've been at work all day, so it's trying to keep up with everything has been a killer. Let's see, what was I working on? Right, had a thought and then I lost it. It was gravity related. Um, uh, Blueprints, open level blueprint, gravity, set gravity. Let's do gravity. Okay. Gravity, I want to override global gravity. See, normal I think is like 740. So if we hit play, no. So let's try 8,000. Or no, I'm sorry. Negative 740. That's still a little floaty, but that works. So here's the thing. If that works, then once it's overridden, set global gravity, set gravity, oops, set gravity, what is gravity scale? Custom gravity is multiplied by this amount for the character. Tick. Or no, okay, so gravity scale. Let's see. Gravity that affects this component. Okay. So set gravity